When Sarah's message lit up my phone that evening, I froze. Going on a trip with my ex, don't get jealous. It wasn't just what she said, it was the smugness behind it. The bold confidence that stung more than the words themselves. For 4 years, I had given her everything. Patience, loyalty, late-night shifts to cover bills, and endless efforts to keep our relationship standing. And now, she was nonchalantly announcing a getaway with the very man she once sobbed over. The one she claimed had shattered her beyond repair. I stared at her message, my chest tight, hands numb. Did she truly expect me to smile and wish her well as she ran back to someone she once begged me to help her forget? A bitter laugh slipped out. For months, I had noticed the subtle signs. How her phone always ended up face down when I entered the room, how her late returns became more frequent and her excuses more flimsy. I wanted to believe I was just overthinking, that maybe I was being paranoid. But now she had confirmed it herself, no shame, no apology, just entitlement. She wasn't asking for understanding. She was taunting me, as if I was some fool she could leave behind and return to, expecting everything to stay the same. Maybe she expected tears. Maybe a desperate message begging her not to go. But I gave her neither. With hands shaking, I typed only one line. Don't worry. I won't be here when you get back. No second thoughts. No revisions. Just send, and done. And oddly, I felt calm. For the first time, I was the one rewriting the story. I could already imagine the confusion spreading across her face. She was used to being in control, used to watching me compromise my pride to make her happy.
But not this time.
This time, my message wasn't a bluff, it was a promise. That night, I packed in silence. Each shirt folded with care. Every drawer cleared as if I had never been there. As I looked around what used to be our shared space, I realized how many warning signs I had ignored. Her perfume lingering where I no longer belonged, smiling photos that now looked posed and distant. By midnight, I was gone. My choice wasn't fueled by rage. It came from clarity. Sarah believed she had the upper hand, that she could play with emotions and keep me tucked away like a backup plan. But with one careless message, she dismantled her illusion of control. The next morning, my phone buzzed nonstop. Her tone shifted rapidly. Wait, what do you mean you won't be here? Then confusion. Are you really upset? It's just a trip. And finally, desperation. Where are you? Please answer. I didn't respond. By then, I was already on the highway, putting distance not just between me and her, but between me and years of self-sacrifice. I wasn't just leaving the apartment. I was leaving every moment I had swallowed my voice to keep peace. And my silence now said everything. I found a quiet spot across town. Nothing fancy, but it felt like freedom. No more monitoring her moods. No more stepping carefully to avoid another fight. No more craving affection that never came. Freedom had a strange flavor, sharp, unfamiliar, but it was mine. A couple of days passed before Jason, a mutual friend, called. His voice carried a mix of shock and concern. Man, Sarah's been telling everyone you walked out because she took a harmless trip. She's painting you like the villain. I let out a dry laugh. Harmless? She flew out with her ex. What was I supposed to do? Send them a care package? Jason went quiet for a moment, then said something that stuck with me. People can see the truth. She's not upset because you left. She's upset because you didn't play your part.
You didn't beg.
You didn't fight. You walked away. That's what's driving her crazy. And he was right. Sarah thrived on drama. The fights, the makeups, the power play. But this time, there was no show to put on. I didn't give her a scene. I gave her silence. And that silence screamed louder than any words ever could. Later that week, she showed up at my new place. I didn't open the door. Her voice on the other side cracked between anger and pleading. You can't just walk away from everything we had. It was just a trip. I needed time, space, clarity. Don't throw it all away over this. But her words felt empty. She hadn't needed space when I covered her rent. She didn't need clarity when she borrowed my car or leaned on me in her lowest moments. No, She only needed distance when her ex reappeared. I stood there listening, but I didn't move. This wasn't about love anymore.
It was about respect.
And once that's lost, there's no going back. Days turned into weeks. Her messages became colder, more defensive than spiteful. What started as pleas turned into jabs. You never loved me. You're heartless. You were just looking for a way out. But the words didn't land the way she intended. Not anymore. I saw through them, saw the unraveling beneath her anger. And I realized something powerful. I was finally free. I poured myself into work, rebuilt my routine, got back into the gym, caught up with friends I hadn't seen in ages, took quiet walks in the evening without having to explain where I was going. That simple freedom, the right to just exist without being questioned or guilt-tripped, was worth more than anything I'd left behind. One night, Jason sent me a screenshot from Sarah's social feed. A photo of her and her ex, smiling under some vague caption about rediscovery and true love never dying. But the comments told a different story, people calling her out, questioning her judgment, pointing out the disrespect. She had tried to write a love story, but all they saw was betrayal. I didn't like or comment. I didn't message her. I didn't even feel angry. I just closed the screen and smiled. The truth always finds its way out. A month later, she showed up at my door again. This time, she wasn't angry. She was hollow. Tears welled up as she admitted the trip hadn't gone as she hoped. Old arguments. Familiar wounds. Same problems repackaged. I made a mistake, she whispered. He hasn't changed. I thought he had.
You were the one who stood by me.
Please, just one more chance. I looked at her for a long moment. There was a time when I would have given anything to hear those words. But not now. Now they meant nothing. I did love you, I said softly. But love without respect isn't love at all. And the moment you chose to walk toward him, I chose to walk away from this. Her eyes filled with regret, but I didn't flinch. She left that night, and I closed the door gently behind her. Not in anger, not in sorrow, but in peace. For the first time in years, I wasn't trying to fix someone. I wasn't waiting. I wasn't chasing. I was finally living. And that, I realized, was the sweetest revenge of all.